Hello everyone and welcome back. Have you ever had one of those guilty pleasure vehicles that you knew was bad, but that you personally loved? Well, for me, that's the Vautour. This specifically is the S.O.4050 Vautour 2 and late. It is an 8.3 Vautour with 4 radar missiles. Now you don't get 4 radar missiles at 8.3 without any caveats. This missile is extremely slow. And if any target even tries to dodge, it will evade it. Now, if you see any targets that are not evading, you'll easily hit them, like just seen. And this thing, let me tell you, it's a bomber killer. So right now I'm currently lining up the missile shot, making sure I give the missile enough leeway as possible. Because you really gotta help this out, especially on targets that can maneuver. Now luckily that did hit, but you can't really expect this thing to hit even given the best circumstances. Okay, now I lock up this guy. But I realize it's not going to hit him because he is too far away and he could just maneuver easily. I go after this guy that's coming at me, which was the right option because he died right now. Splash. Now, speaking of this thing being a good bomber hunter, I want to talk about its performance against TU-4s. This is an absolute menace because the TU-4s cannot outmaneuver the missile whatsoever. And if the missiles don't work, the 30mm depots in which you get 4 of them will absolutely shred them to pieces. A little later in the battle, I see a Swift F7. I lock the radar and send this missile. But he sees it as well as I do and starts to turn, and he easily evades it. This missile isn't fast enough nor pulls enough Gs to be able to hit anything that sees it and starts to evade. Now, segmenting, another power that this thing has is its speed. As you can see behind me, this is a J2 and a Swift F7. And because of the immense speed that this thing holds, I don't even have to worry about them. Right now, we are firing at a blind B-57 player. It's going to splash him, and that's another one of this thing's good sides. It can hit stuff extremely far. As you saw, that was a 5-kilometer shot where people can only do 2 kilometers with AIM-9Bs and barely 1 kilometer with guns. I'm about to shoot this guy from 2.5. It's gonna miss him, and he starts to pull up in engagement of a dogfight. This thing has its quirks, one of them being it's an absolute whale. As you see, I'm gonna get into a turn scissors, but I'm going to try to get behind him. As I'm behind him, because this thing has no rudder authority, I try to fire a missile. That doesn't work because he obviously pulls up. And now I am starting to do a loop with him. And bad luck on my part because now he's in front of me, which is a big problem because this thing can't maneuver to save its fucking life. He starts to roll behind me and get on my 6 o'clock, and I'm trying to pull rudder and everything last I got. I'm shit out of luck because now there's an F9F on me as well. I'm trying desperately to gain enough speed to get away, but I don't have to worry about that F9F killing me. Now, since I think I'm far enough, I'm going to attempt to turn back. I'm going to try to re-engage. That A4 is looking kind of close. I still have 1 Matra R511 left, so I will use that to my advantage. I see that A4. I'm gonna go for him. I'm gonna try to get a lock on him, but no luck. He pulls away, and this missile does take time to start ramping up in performance, due notably a G-pull. So I see this F80, and I get a crit on him. But because I was trying to grind out all the mods, and I didn't want anyone to steal my kill, I just ran into him. Now, as we're getting into the last game that I'm going to show you guys, I want to talk about how you use the missiles in the plane. With these missiles, like all old radar missiles, you want to use them at high altitude, predominantly looking at an upward angle, due to the fact that you're going to have trouble when this radar is looking at terrain. Because it doesn't have pulse Doppler, it's going to really struggle, as you just saw right there. It missed a very easy target. And also, to build off of what I said, use this as a boom and zoom, because you're not dogfighting, as we saw in last game, where I literally couldn't outfight and outrate an IL-28. Sad. These missiles aren't amazing either. They will go haywire if they see anything, or for no reason whatsoever. You can't really make these missiles work. They just decide on their own. I got a MiG-15 locked up, and I'm climbing up to him. Now this is the perfect time to launch, so I take initiative. But my radar shits itself, so it doesn't pull in on time. I launch another in quick succession to maybe try to guide it in. Now that was the AA-20 Nord, the manually guided missile that this thing also has. Don't use it. And I finally shoot this one, and it finally hits because he's going straight up and has no more speed. But I shortly later get shot down due to me being a stopped brick. Now, do I think you should grind through the entire French Tech tree just to get this plane? No. But if you're grinding through the French Tech tree already, this is a great plane to play. And I highly recommend it. I honestly would talisman this if I hadn't had top tier France and known about this earlier. Anyways, guys, thank y'all for watching, and have a good one. Love y'all.